Semester 1 exam review. Problems number 7 through 12. Number 7. The function f of x equals 0.4x plus 85 represents the amount of a cellular phone bill. F of x if you send x texts within the billing month. You always send more than 500 texts within a billing month. What is the domain of the function in this situation? The answer choices are F, all real numbers greater than 500, G, all real numbers less than 500, H, all whole numbers greater than 500, or J, all whole numbers less than 500. Well, here, I want to see that the domain X are the number of texts sent within a billing month. So my domain are my X values, and I say that more than 500 texts are sent. So X is greater than 500. If I look at my answer choices, I see that there's two answers, G and J, that both say less than 500. So we can eliminate those two answer choices because they say less than. The difference between answer choice F and answer choice H are what kind of numbers, real numbers or whole numbers. Well, real numbers are all of the numbers including decimals and fractions. Whole numbers are only the counting numbers like 1, 2, 3. So what kind of number could a text message be? Could we send part of a text message? Or is any text sent considered an entire message? Well, a cellular company is going to consider any text sent as a whole number. So H, all whole numbers greater than 500, is the correct answer. Number 8. Student tickets to the school football game cost $5.80 each, and general admission tickets cost $7.40 each. The school sells 380 tickets for a total of $2,372. Which system of equations could be used to find the number of student tickets, X, and the number of general admission tickets, Y? Well, first, I want to write down what my variables mean. Here I'm told that X is the number of student tickets sold, and Y is the number of general admission tickets sold. Next, I notice that the school sells a total of 380 tickets. So if X is the number of student tickets and Y is the number of general admission tickets, I can say X plus Y equals 380. Also, student tickets to the football game cost $5.80. General admission tickets cost $7.40. Altogether totaling $2,372. So I can use this information to write another equation for my system. So 5.8x would be the total cost, the total revenue, the total amount made on student tickets, and 7.4y would be the total amount made or the revenue for general admission. The total for both of those tickets sales being 2,372. These two equations match answer choice G for this system. Number 9. What is the value of y in the solution to the system of equations below? There's several ways we can solve this problem. We could use elimination, but we would have to multiply both equations. I could use substitution, but I would need to solve one of the equations for a variable. I like the graphing method. And I'm going to use my calculator to solve this one. So in your calculator, if you're home, you can add a new document or just click on the graphs page because we're going to graph. I'm going to add a new document, number 1, and number 2, add a graph. Well, I notice here that both of my equations for this system are in standard form. So I'm going to change my equation to be in standard form. So under menu, I'm going to choose graph equation line because we're graphing lines. And here at the bottom, I see standard form. AX plus BY equals C. That looks like the equations we're given for this problem. So the first equation is 7x minus 2y equals negative 7. So I'm going to type in 7 for x, an arrow over, and it says plus a negative 2. Plus a negative 2 is the same thing as saying minus 2. Y equals negative 7. And I'm going to push the down arrow, and it's going to graph that equation. Then I'm going to enter the second equation. 6x plus negative 4y, oops, arrow over, negative 4y equals negative 22. Enter. Now, if we're looking for the solution to this system, I want to see where do these two lines cross? Where do they intersect? Well, here I can see they intersect above. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click and hold my page until I have the little hand that's holding the page and drag down until I can see the intersection. So here we can do a couple of things. We can kind of guess that intersection point, or I can have the calculator give me the exact point, which is what I want to do. So I'm going to go to Menu. I'm going to analyze the graph, and I'm looking for the intersection of these two lines. So Menu, number 6, Analyze Graph, number 4, Intersection. And I'm going to move this dotted line to the left of this intersection, anywhere to the left, and click, and move it anywhere to the right and click so that it highlights an area, and it's going to give me this intersection point 1, 7. So my intersection point is 1, 7, but the question asks what is the value of y in the solution. So I just want that y value. So my answer is 7. 7 is the y value in the solution to this system. Number 10. What is the equation of the line that is parallel to the line y equals 3/5 x plus 1/3 and it passes through the point -6, 4? Well, here we're given a little bit of information. I know the point that the line passes through. And I'm also told that my new line will be parallel to y equals 3/5 x plus 1/3. Well, if they're parallel, the slopes of the lines are the same. So the slope of my new line will also be 3/5. Well, I'm given a point and a slope, so I can use the point-slope formula. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So I'm going to plug in for x1, y1, and m. So y minus 4, because 4 is my y1 value, equals 3/5 times x minus a -6. I've also eliminated answer choices H and J because I can see if the lines are parallel, they must have the same slope. H and J do not have a slope of 3/5. The remaining answer choices, F and G, are both in slope-intercept form. So I want to solve this equation that I've written for y so that it is in slope-intercept form. So the first thing I'm going to notice is I've got minus a negative 6. Well, that's a positive 6. So now I have y minus 4 equals 3/5 x plus 6. Next, I can distribute 3/5. So I'm going to multiply 3/5 times x and 3/5 times 6. So I have y minus 4 equals 3/5 x plus 18/5. Finally, to get y by itself, I'm going to add 4 to both sides. So if I add 4 to the left side, it cancels. If I add 4 to the right side, I will add 4 to 18/5. So now I have y equals 3/5 x plus 38/5. This matches answer choice G. Number 11. What is the equation of the line that passes through the point 6, -1 and has a slope of -1/3? Well, this problem is similar to number 10. We're given a point, 6, -1, and we're given a slope of -1/3. So again, we can use the point slope formula. I'm going to plug in for my x and y values and plug in for my m. So I have y minus a -1 equals -1/3 times x minus 6. And again, I notice all of my answer choices are in slope-intercept form, so I need to solve this equation for y. So the first thing I'm going to do is simplify the left side. Y minus a -1 is y plus 1. Now I can distribute the -1/3 on the right side of the equal sign. So -1/3 times x is -1/3 x, and -1/3 times -6 is 2. So I have y plus 1 equals -1/3 x plus 2. Finally, I can subtract that positive 1 from the left side so that y is alone. So if I subtract 1 from the left side, it's eliminated. If I subtract 1 from the right side, 2 minus 1 is 1. This answer matches answer choice G. Y equals -1/3 x plus 1. Number 12. Suppose y varies directly with x. Write an equation for the direct variation if y equals 24 when x equals 3. I'm going to set this problem up as a proportion. So a proportion is an equation where two fractions are equal. So I have 24 over 3 is equal to y over x. And I wrote this because if I write this as a ratio 24 to 3, 24 to 3, 24 is y. See, 24 is y. So 24 and y are both on the top. And x is 3, so 3 and x are both on the bottom. Now none of my answer choices look like this. They all are solved for y. So that's what we're going to do here. So first, I'm going to cross multiply. So 3 times y is 3y, and 24 times x is 24x. To solve for y, I'm going to divide 3 on both sides. If I divide the left side by 3, it cancels. If I divide 24 by 3, we have 8. So y equals 8x, which matches answer choice C.